that I do called Carlos Moreira, who is the CEO of a Swiss company called WiseKeys, which I understand does data security, and I also understand has an internet site where you can download your carbon footprint. Am I correct? And so here you go.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to be here, and I'd like to thank you, Mario Garnero, for this invitation. WiseKeys is a cybersecurity company. We're not going to show slides because we don't have the time, but I'm going to go right to the message. The message is that Brazil is a giant. We are in Brazil. I am Swiss, but I have some roots from my origins. Brazil has a unique power today to be positioned as one, not only as the next economic giant, but also as the next technology giant. Brazil was known in the 80s to basically be always in advance on technology. For some reason, that has been lost in the last 10 years. And this is not helping the country. We all common sense now in the market and says that the next Facebook of the world will be a green economy with a huge internet deployment infrastructure. Brazil has one part of the equation. It is a green economy, and I think nobody else in the world is doing better. But what concerns the second part, which is creating a huge internet infrastructure, Brazil is behind. I was just last week at the World Economic Forum in Dalian, where I saw your delegation, Brazilian delegation, negotiating with Chinese the possibility of building international relations between China and Brazil, because those two countries do not have any hostility history. They are countries that they have been always working together. And the message was very clear. Brazil has to emerge as one of the regional hubs. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they have a responsibility towards the global economy to be able to sustain this internet that we are creating, on where over 10 billion transactions will occur in the next 5 years, and where 20 billion devices are going to be added, and where those transactions, like in any building, will need to be sustained by pillars. We have a Russian pillar, which is an historical one. We have a United States pillar, which has been there through the ARPANET when they started. We have now a Chinese pillar. China is becoming a giant on the internet. We don't have yet a Brazilian pillar. Brazilian continue investing in the technology will not make more sense if that pillar is not being deployed. We are going into an era where the internet is either the solution or becomes the problem. All countries are creating walls around the internet. I was at the beginning in Geneva when we invented the World Wide Web. Geneva, capital of the United Nations in Switzerland, was the city that developed the World Wide Web. Any of you guys really know that? I'm sure now. The reason why is because the internet has been totally monopolized by organizations and countries who do not want to share the internet, because the internet provides the capability to control basically many processes of the future global economy. The presentation before about the Solidar Digitality Fund, great initiatives. But if we do not solve the geopolitical aspect of the internet, and we decentralize the internet, and we let countries like Brazil to be able to fully participate into this endeavor, the internet will not reach its final objective, which is to bring something like 1.5 billion people into the internet in the next years to come. Last Friday, in the Global Clinton Initiative, my company announced a project with Bill Clinton to issue 1 billion identification of mobile phones, allowing 1 billion people that they are disconnected from the global economy to be able to participate into that global economy. Do you realize that over 4.5 billion mobile phones, only 1 billion of them they have a bank account? So we have basically an exclusion factor of 3.5 billion people that they do have a mobile phone, but they do not have a bank account. So if I don't have a bank account, how am I going to receive the microcredits that they're going to be sent to me? It is essential. And this is a huge opportunity for the country. It is also an opportunity for the companies, like the case of WiseKeys Brazil, which is a company that has been launched in cooperation with Brasilinvest. It is a huge responsibility, but it's also a huge opportunity to make Brazil a giant on the internet and be able to decentralize the process of this beautiful endeavor. So we ensure in the years to come, in the generations to come, that they will have a neutral infrastructure for the benefits of all. Thank you very much.
Mario Garnero is terrifying enough to get me here, since I actually have a meeting with a U.S. government official. And I'm pleased to introduce our last panelist, Michael Hahn of Envion, right? Chairman of Envion. which does landfills, right? Conversion and waste plastic disposal